how to create shareable posts for our Facebook pages. Okay, guys, how do you create shareable posts for your Facebook pages that are actually going to provide value to people? Now, a lot of people think that they can just start a Facebook page or even post on their Facebook profile just a bunch of ads, just a bunch of stuff that says, buy this, you can get this here, here is where you can buy something from me. Well, those really don't work. They don't connect with people, and so they don't get shared very often. I mean, think about it. When is the last time you shared someone else's ad? Ever? There was one time I know that I've shared an ad, and it was because I wanted somebody to buy that item for me for my birthday. So I shared it to my Facebook page and tagged them in it. It was like, this is what I want. But other than that, we don't share ads. It's not something we share. We share valuable information that we like, that makes our lives better, helpful tips, tricks. Those are the kind of things that we share. So it's important when you're creating content, if you're just creating content that's buy from me, buy this, whatever, and it's not getting shared, then maybe you switch up your strategy a little bit and start creating content that people actually get value out of, so they will want to hit that share button, okay? Very, very important to do. But some people are going to say, well, that's really hard to do. It's a lot easier just to post up an ad and hope somebody buys something from me. And that's true. But if you're doing that, I tell people go to the store and buy a lottery ticket, because your odds are a lot better as opposed to just button up an ad and hoping somebody buys something for you. Your odds at winning the lottery are much, much better than that strategy working for you. So if you start adding value to your post, you're going to see that they get shared. Now, why do you want people to share your Facebook post? Because you want to get more people's eyeballs on you, on what you're doing, on your Facebook page, on whatever you happen to be an expert in. So if you're in the beauty industry, you're in the skincare industry, whatever it is, you want more eyeballs on you. The easiest, cheapest, freest way to do that is to create posts that people share. If somebody shares a post and somebody else sees it and they're like, oh, this is really entertaining, it's very educational, it's funny, I relate to this person, I like this person, the next thing they're going to do is they're going to go over to your Facebook page and they're going to check it out. If what they see there makes them have joy, they laugh, they relate, they learn some more stuff, it happens to be in a niche that they're interested in, they're going to follow you, okay? Which means you get more followers, which is the first step in building your business, is people have to know who you are. They have to know what you're about, and they have to relate to that. If they don't know who you are, they can't find you, they don't know anything about you, you're not increasing your followers, you're never going to be able to sell to more people, because there's no way to get more eyeballs on your stuff. Okay, without, I mean, obviously there's Facebook ads, there's some other things that you can do if you have funds, but we're talking about for free. This is literally the best way to get more people for free to know about what you have going on. So you need to provide value. Now, the first thing you need to do, and I talk about this all the time, so this isn't going to be a surprise to you, especially not to some of you guys in my branding course. You guys that are in my branding course know there's a whole section that talks about defining your audience, and defining your audience is so important online. It is like literally step one to marketing anything, is knowing who you're talking to. So you have to define your audience. And a lot of people say, well, I can sell to anybody. If you're selling to everybody, you're selling to nobody, because everybody is not the same. And especially when you first start out, you need to niche down into a specific audience. That's really going to help you. So step one is know who you're talking to. Once you know who you're talking to, then the next thing you need to know is what problems does your audience face? What keeps them up at night? What are they worried about? What expertise do you have that you can help them with? And a lot of people get confused on this and they start building a brand or a Facebook page around another company that they don't own. Network marketers do this a lot of the times. Most of the time, if it's not a network marketing company, it's somebody owns a business, they don't have a problem with this. But network marketers build their business around their network marketing company, which is, it makes literally zero sense, because your network marketing company, or if you work for another company or an affiliate, whatever, they already have a Facebook page. They've got their company Facebook page covered. So what you need to do is show up and provide value to people in a way that isn't marketing just for your network marketing company. Okay. And I'll tell you what that kind of means. So people get stuck in wanting to build a brand around what they sell, wanting to build a Facebook page around what they sell, as opposed to building a brand around a idea, a concept, a niche. Okay. So if you sell beauty products, you're not going to build your brand around the products. You build the brand around helping people feel beautiful. If you sell health and fitness, you're not building a brand, you're not building a Facebook page around your products, you're building it around health and fitness. But literally, it doesn't matter what you sell. It does not matter what you sell. You can build a Facebook page around anything. And I strongly recommend that people build their Facebook pages and their brands around things they're passionate about. And you're going to say, Carla, what I'm passionate about has nothing to do with the products that I sell. And I'm here to tell you that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. And I know from personal experience, because I built a brand around something that I was not passionate about. It was fairly successful. I was generating traffic. It took me less than a year. I had built an Instagram and a Facebook following on a brand that I hated to over 1,000 people that was getting active interaction on it. Okay. But I hated it. It felt like work every single day. And I had to do a whole bunch of stuff that a lot of people don't have time to do, to create content that I wasn't happy about doing. And I was like, this does not work for me. And that's when I started developing my branding class and started building a brand around things that I did love, because that didn't feel like work, because I was already doing them already. And I was speaking with somebody in my branding course, and they said, I'm really passionate about baking and building a homestead business, like farms and stuff like that. And I was like, build a brand around that. And she said, but that has nothing to do with my products. And I was like, it doesn't matter, because people are going to follow you and love you and like you for the value that that you're providing to their life on building a homestead, on farming, on growing things naturally. They're going to attach to you on that. And once they attach to you on that and they know who you are, they like you, you're giving them helpful information, that is when you can sell them something, because at that point you have their trust. And once you have somebody's trust, they will take your recommendation on what to buy for products. They will not do it before then. That's why ads don't work a lot of times. Do you know that the average person has to click on an ad 7 times before they buy anything? And I know that's true as well. One of the shampoo that I currently use, I clicked on the ad probably 7 or 8 times. I read tons of reviews. I thought about it. It probably took me a month of overthinking this purchase before I actually pulled the trigger on it. And I finally pulled the trigger on it because somebody else that I knew, an Instagrammer that I was following and that I liked and that I trusted their advice, said, I really do like this product. They vouched for it. And because they vouched for it, I said, I'm going to try it. And I ended up loving it. And I can share that with other people. I can share that story with other people, and it feels natural to do that. So don't get hung up on only pushing out content and building content only around what you happen to sell, because that makes you a constant ad spammer, okay? Now, if you do happen to love beauty and you sell beauty products, build a beauty brand. But if you don't like beauty, if you're not passionate about it, if you don't love makeup, if you don't want to do makeup tutorials and do all that fun, don't build a brand around beauty. Okay, build it around something easy. And my homestead person that I was talking to was like, I just made bread and I baked the bread and I made it. And I was like, video content right there. You were already making the bread. You didn't have to go and start making the bread to make a video. You didn't have to have the bread after it was cooked to take a picture. You were already doing it. Okay, so it doesn't interfere with what you have already going on. So building a brand around something you're passionate about is huge, and it probably is the number 2 mistake that I see people make. Number 1 is not knowing who they're talking to, because that's a disaster all of its own. Number 2 is building a brand around something you're not passionate about. And if you are passionate about brand building, then send me a message to my Facebook page and I'll get you a special deal on my branding course. If you're looking to build online, you really want a blueprint that's going to walk you through Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, how to define your audience. It's going to go into a way deeper dive on this stuff. Let me know and I'll hook you up. You just send me a message on Facebook. Okay, so you have to know who you're talking to. You have to know what problems they have. Once you know what problems they have, so let's just say for my homestead person that was talking about doing homestead stuff, a lot of times people, one thing that I know that people have problems with, if that's what your brand's built around, or at least I did when I grew my very first garden. I did grow a garden. My grandpa was a farmer and I wanted to see if I could do it. I was like, does the gene run in the family? Because I kill the plants that live inside. That is fake. Because they will die. If it doesn't meow at me or talk to me and it comes in my house, I can't remember. Plants, they don't talk to me. I kill them. But I wanted to see if I could grow one outside. And one of the problems that I had was bugs getting into my garden. And I wanted a way to control that naturally. And this was before Facebook. I think we had Google back then. But, I would have been looking for information in that. So if you're doing something on that, a great problem that people are going to have is going to be keeping bugs out. Maybe it's the same person, she was making bread. What's a problem you have with making bread? Getting it to rise. Like, what tips do you have for people on getting the bread to rise? If you're in makeup, one of my big things with makeup is and I just saw a really good YouTube video on this. It was about taking off your makeup, specifically your eye makeup, in a way that doesn't irritate your eyes. I have very sensitive eyes. Every time I get out of the shower, out of the bathtub, I take off my makeup, anything like that, my eyes look super red. They're super bloodshot because they're sensitive. So there's a whole video on just a way to remove makeup for sensitive eyes without hurting them. So I thought that was a really cool thing. Or maybe you're going to give people a problem people in makeup have also is how to blend eyeshadow. I'm still not great at it. All right. I've watched a million YouTube videos. I always say I am not your beauty guru. I can do a little bit of makeup and put a little something, but I don't know all the tips and tricks. But that's something you could do in makeup. Maybe it's skincare. Maybe you want to teach people how to cleanse their face. You want to give them tips on that. That's a big issue people have. Like, how often should I cleanse my face? So what problems do people have? If it's in weight loss, tummy fat, that's a big one, or a toned butt, or nice calves, or arm flab, or whatever. You have to identify a problem that your audience has, and then you can start building value-based content. Again, the point of value-based content is to get people to share it so more eyeballs get on your Facebook page, more people know about you. So then when you do a sales post, which you should only be doing a sales post 20% of the time, and 80% of the time you should be providing valuable content, that they will see that. And hopefully by that time they know who you are, they like you, they trust you because you've given them great tips. So they're going to buy from you. So step number 2 is identify the problem. So after you know who you're talking to and what problems they face, you have that information, you can start creating what I call posting with a purpose, which means you have an end goal in mind to help people. The post has a purpose besides selling people stuff. And these are extremely shareable posts. A few examples of posts that you can create like this are tips. So these can be anything that makes sense for your brand. For example, if you sell makeup, the tips should be makeup related. We'll say another tip that went viral. This tip went viral, and it was a lady who had taken a Magic Clean eraser. She had an above ground pool, and she had seen somebody else had done this. And so she took the Magic Clean eraser. The problem was the pool water was green because it was just starting to become summer. She was opening up her pool. The water was green. That was her problem. She took a Magic Clean eraser. She threw it in her above ground pool. She let it sit there for like 24 hours, I think. She pulled it out and the pool was completely clean. And that post was viral. Why? Because it provided immense value to people who were going to have to drain their pool. They were going to have to clean it. They were going to have to do all this stuff. So she identified a problem. She tested. She didn't even come up with that idea. She tested someone else's idea. I think the woman actually ended up on the news. This was like 2 years ago. It was insane how many times that Facebook post got shared. Why? Because she provided value and she solved somebody's problem. Her Facebook blew up over it. It was like a grandma, I think. It was crazy. So tips are great. The number 2 thing is tutorials. So this is where you walk your following through something. A good example of this might be how to do an at-home workout, because right now everybody's really wanting to do at-home workouts. A lot of people aren't wanting to go out. And that's if you're in the fitness niche. Again, whatever you add value to your people's life, it should be within a certain niche, within a certain category, within a certain brand, whatever you want to be known for. Don't just show up providing random tips like fitness today and makeup tomorrow and this and that and blah, blah, blah. That doesn't work when you're first starting to build a business online. If you're already an influencer, you already have millions of followers, you can do a whole bunch of different stuff. But when you're first starting, you need to be known for something, okay? And then when you get more of a following, you can start expanding out. But very important to be known for one thing at first. Number 3 thing you can do is how-to guides. Educational posts do great on Facebook. So if you can teach somebody how to do something, a guide is an excellent way to do that. And let me give you an example of what that might look like. If you're in fashion, because I know some of you guys are in fashion, you could create a guide on how to get the most out of your wardrobe. So like, how can I get the most looks out of what I've already got in my wardrobe? Okay. And one of your tips might be, or one of your things in the how-to guide, it could relate to your product. Okay. It doesn't mean that every piece of content you need to put out needs to do that, but it could. Okay. So one of the tips might be, accessorize. Accessories make outfits look different. If you want to check out my favorite accessories, click here, and that would be in your guide. And you do need to make your guide. If you're going to do something like that, it doesn't need to be in your post. It needs to be something where they go opt in to get your guide. And if you guys don't know how to create guides, like how-to guides, the one like PDF files, you can do that all through a program called Canva. That's how I create mine. Fantastic, and it's free. Canva. Canva will help you do that. So if you ever feel stuck and you're like, Carla, look, I think I know my audience. I think I do. I posted some stuff. They didn't share it. They didn't like it. I thought I was helping them out. I don't have a clue what my followers' problems are. The easiest way to figure it out is to ask them. Put up a post that makes sense. If you're in makeup, what are your top makeup concerns? If you're in skincare, what is your biggest skincare concern? If you're in fashion, what is one jewelry item you can't live without? So ask questions to figure out what your followers like. It's the simplest, easiest way to do it. So if you get stuck for ideas, always reach out and ask. When it comes to creating Facebook posts, you have a couple of options. So I gave you tips, I gave you guides, I gave you tutorials. Those are all post options. But I don't want you to discount live video because the Facebook algorithm loves live video. It's its like favorite thing. They're besties. So it tends to prioritize live video over other types of posts. So you can use any of these ideas on live videos or on physical post. And now I know some of you guys have asked me this question before, so I do want to address it. If you happen to have, you can't do live videos, you're like, Carla, I'm not doing a live video. That is just not gonna happen. I will do a pre-recorded video. How will that work? If you do a pre-recorded video and you upload it to Facebook, it is going to rank higher in the algorithm than a post, but not as high as a live video. Now, a share from YouTube is totally different. That actually ranks lower than pretty much anything. A YouTube video post share where you share a link over from YouTube does the worst. Why? Because Facebook doesn't want people leaving their platform and going to YouTube. Facebook doesn't own YouTube. Okay? Facebook wants people staying on Facebook. So whatever you can do to keep people on Facebook's platform longer makes Facebook happier. That's why it likes live videos, because when people are on a live video, they're staying on one place longer than they are on a traditional post. Like, how long do you stay on a post? A minute, maybe 2, maybe 3 if you're writing out a really good thought out comment, but a minute is a really long time. If you do a live video for 10 minutes and only 2 people get on that video with you, it's going to rank higher than that post that only got 3 minutes of interaction from 5 different people. Okay, so I hope that makes a little bit of sense to you guys. So now that you guys know how to create shareable posts, I want you to sit down and make a list of, again, who your audience is, who you're talking to, what problems you think they have, or poll them and ask them, and then start creating value to their life. Add value to their life. Help them out with their problems, and you will find that those posts get shared. Another thing that you can do as well as if you decide you want to go the entertainment route is make sure that your posts are entertaining. They really need to be in two categories, education or entertainment. And anything really outside of those two tend not to get shared as much. And if you think that I'm not right, go look at your Facebook wall and see. Most of your posts are like tips and how-tos, or like stuff that you thought was funny or humorous or ironic or whatever. That is the stuff that gets the most interaction on Facebook. So thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this live feed. If you want to check out the video notes for this and you want like a copy so that you can be able to really see all of this information in print, head over to my blog at carlalytle.com. It's just my name, carlalytle.com, and you can get the video notes from this. You can also opt into my blog where you can get notified before I go live on Facebook, as well as my video notes emailed to you every single week and the new video that I put out on YouTube. It all is going to come out to you by email, so make sure that you subscribe. If you are waiting to the last minute to see if you got value out of this, and you did, please hit that share button and share it with another business owner that it might help.